And now our next session is all about the art of designing targeted strategies that attract and engage customers. To tell us more about exactly how to do that, please welcome to the stage Ziad Ghaloul, founder and CEO of the Buildup brand experience company. Athbi Alenezi, CEO and co-founder of Justclean. Badar Tamami, Managing Director of Feva Fit Corporate Wellness, and your moderator, Saeed Zarrouk, founder and CEO of Edutest. Welcome.
Hello. Take a mic. So, thank you all for attending this panel discussion. We'd like to start off by introducing what we do. Badr, if you want to start off.
Hello. Yeah, I think it's on. Thank you, Saeed. I'd like to first start off by thanking Khaloud Al-Amiyan, CEO and Editor-in-Chief of Forbes. لأن من لا يشكر الناس لا يشكر الله. This is a fantastic event. She was able to get people from diverse backgrounds to meet, mingle, and basically, I believe the next decade's movers and shakers are in this garden, حديقة الإمارات. With that being said, I am the Managing Director of Feva Fit Corporate Wellness. We elevate employees' metabolic health and fitness through embedding fitness into a very foreign place, which is corporate offices. We do that by tracking the employees' metabolic health, including blood pressure, BMI, and glucose levels. We've been working with large corporates here in the UAE, and we've been witnessing immense health benefits for them. So, in short, that's what I do.
Athbi, if you want to continue.
Yes, for sure. I'm the CEO of Justclean. So Justclean is a marketplace for cleaning. We have laundry, car wash, home cleaning, and also the beauty. We operate in every country of the GCC, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE. We focus heavily on the consumers and offering them a great service. And like I say always, we like to think, when you think of clean, you think of Justclean.
Ziad?
Hello, everyone. It's a great opportunity here to speak to the future CEOs and leaders in the market. My name is Ziad. I'm the CEO and founder of Buildup Brand Experience. Mainly, we are doing corporate exhibitions and events, conferences. Thank you for this opportunity. Hopefully, we'll deliver a great message to the future CEOs.
I'll introduce myself. My name is Saeed Zarrouk. I'm an entrepreneur mainly focused on edtech and sports. I founded Edutest, which is the leading study abroad platform in Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco. And I work mainly with FIFA and DAZN as a senior advisor, and mainly focused on sports rights, and as well as players' agency models, and mainly focusing now, we just recently acquired the Club World Cup in Miami, mainly focusing on expanding the zone in the Middle East and Africa. Now to start off, mainly discussing about attracting the right type of customers and clients. How do you think, Badr, have you done with the strategies, the work-life balance strategies? How have you ensured attracting the right type of clients for your business?
Okay, that's a very interesting question, Saeed. What we offer the world is very unique because we touch people's metabolic health and basically their wellness at a very metabolic level. With that being said, we fumbled and stumbled a bit. So I think what we have in common here is a human dilemma of failing and then succeeding and then failing a bit. So we failed a lot in trying to find the right customer. And then we identified that our partners and stakeholders are actually primarily government, because we are doing that job of helping people become the healthiest version of themselves. So in essence, to answer your question, it takes a lot of trial and error. It takes a lot of experimenting. But when it happens, you can feel it's like a very synchronistic marriage, kind of, yeah.
How do you make your customer loyal to your business?
So we've got a customer and an end user. For us, basically, working with fitness and people one-to-one, it's all about being with them and being authentic and giving and caring about them, essentially. That's the key for, in my experience and in our industry, to solve this loyalty dilemma.
Athbi, for Justclean, has it been a similar experience or have you found a different one?
Yeah, of course, because we've spent so much money on a startup like ours. We spend most of the majority of our budget goes to marketing, because to get the customer to come into the app and order, you're going to have to market it a lot. But I think what we should have focused on early stages, and we do a lot of that now, is actually taking a step back and looking at the quality. So if we can focus on the quality that we're offering and the service that we're offering, and like my brother just said, is we're a marketplace. So we have the customer and then we have the provider. So we have to work a lot with the providers to make sure that they're offering the service that's up to standard. So when we go and spend these millions on marketing and outdoor marketing and campaigns, we're able to get them in. And once they come in, they stay in. Because as a company like mine, we're evaluated not just about how much revenue we're making, how many active users we have, and more importantly, what's the basket size? So how much are these people spending? And one of the other important things that is important to us is the repeated orders. So how many orders does this customer come and make every month?
Ziad, now today in the events business, how do you go about getting the most loyal customers? What's the longest partnership you've had? I know it's more a B2B business than it is B2C compared to Badar and Athbi. How do you see your experience bringing the most value to your customers, and how do you see them being the most loyal to you?
Exactly. So to have a loyal client, first you have to be loyal to them. And I believe in our industry, the clients need three things. Number one, they need a high level of communication. Number two, you have to offer the client a very capable team to handle their projects. And on top of that, to have a loyal client, your client has to see the value of their dollar during the projects you are doing for them. So in my opinion, if you achieve those three things, your client will be loyal to you. And in our company, all over the last 16 years, we've been aiming not to have our profit today, but to have it later. And that long-term relation, it's already translated in our company by having a lot of frameworks with the clients and a lot of long-term relation. I can name, or I can say that we have few clients. We're working with them for the last 13 years. So that represents a lot of efforts from our side and a lot of loyalty from their sides.
I think especially business is about having the right relationships, especially in this region. Being in the sports and education field, especially, it's very important to maintain the right relationships. Have you seen a difference in the client journey with you and experience between UAE and Saudi? You told me you do a lot of business in Saudi. What's the difference, and how do you think you are going to grow in Saudi with the relationships you have already?
Yeah, actually in Saudi, we have started our office a year plus ago, but we've been dealing with a lot of Saudi clients for the past 12 years. To be honest, in Saudi or UAE, the relationship with the client and the way you offer your services to them as a partner, not as a supplier, that is the key to have a loyal client. Expansion in Saudi, it's on the table for, I can give an advice to any CEO or new company to open up in the Saudi market. It's very promising upcoming market and a lot of opportunities, and I believe the next 10 years will be much better for Saudi. I can't ignore that the UAE market is the key, and whoever came from the UAE market will play a big role in the Saudi market.
Athbi, today as a startup, innovation is very important. When you're targeting audiences, what do you look for in your key customer? Who's your key customer today, and what's your strategy and how to get that customer?
I think it's trial and error. So we've tested a lot over the years and understood each market that we operate in. You just discussing the difference between Saudi Arabia and the UAE. So we operate in every country of the GCC, and there's a lot of differences. There's a lot of differences just in the UAE itself. So Abu Dhabi compared to Dubai, there's a lot of differences. So I think it's quickly understanding, trial and error, and then once you get that sweet spot where you understand that this is the user and this is how much they spend, then you try and double down on them users. You could spend a lot of marketing on brand positioning and things like that. That doesn't really help a lot. It helps, yes, at the beginning, in the start, but as a startup like mine, when we receive investment, we're judged on the growth and how much revenue this can come from. So unless you target the right users from day one and quickly understand what that user is in the demographic that you're operating in, you'll drastically fail. So I think we've done a good job of that. We look at data. We're a data-driven company. We don't use assumptions. So I think the best thing to do is release a campaign, see how it goes, optimize it, keep changing it, see where you're, like, especially with digital marketing now, it's for me, it's much better than doing offline marketing because the data that you get is real data, live data, and you can quickly adapt and change to what users you've got. So we segment it. We segment it to the high-value user that is spending over 100 dirhams, over 70, and below 70 and below 50. And you'll quickly notice the differences of the loyalty in these users. So the people that are coming in and spending a lot of money, they like the service and they're going to stay there. The ones you have to truly focus on are the low-spending customers because these are normally coming in for a deal. But then if you're bringing them in for a deal, you've got to try and keep them because any business, it's not good to have a spike when you do a campaign and then come back down to where you were before. So I think it's finding the fine balance of spending your money in the correct way and quickly understanding. So I say this often is we talk about one value user, but there's different demographics here. There's different, and you have to treat every user and you campaign for every user in a different way.
Especially now when you're talking about, marketing, digital marketing. You know, the UAE has one of the highest cost per clicks in the world.
Yes, correct.
How do you strategize when trying to get a customer with these types of prices? And as well, how do you compete with guys like Kareem, who have been in the market for over 10 years and who have, given a lot of value to customers in the region?
Of course, by the way, these things, when you're getting these competition coming out in the cleaning industry, it's only good for us because 40 years ago, there's no competition. And when you don't have competition, that obviously means that it's not a valuable market. So the more people that enter this market, when you've already got a good foothold on this market, it adds value to you. So it proves that what you've been doing and what the investors have been investing in is a valuable market. Now, competition is always going to be there wherever you go in any industry you have to do, but what you have to focus on is the service that you're offering and try and bring, without focusing on price and bringing the price down and competing in discounts all the time, is get these valuable users in, don't let them leave, and then try bringing new people in with the discounts and competing with your competitors. But it always comes back down to the service that you're offering.
Badar, today with your fitness business and health business, have you seen any strong competition in the region? Are you the first to market, or have you been thinking about bringing this product to market for a long time now?
Yeah, the fitness industry is rife with competition. However, for us, we just changed the customer and we changed the market. So essentially, a lot of players and competitions are fixated on getting six-packs and being basically aesthetically pleasant. What we did is we delayed that and we said, let's not focus on that. And let's focus on people's health, their metabolic health. Let's focus on a segment of society that actually needs to be healthier, 50 to 70-year-olds. People at the late stage of their careers about to embark into retirement who are seeing their children, the offsprings of their children, and want to play with them in this garden. So these are the people we address, these are people we help, and these are the people we want to offer value to.
I completely agree because, especially as in the education field, getting the right type of client from the start is very important, but also competing in a good environment is also very important. Luckily for us, at least in North Africa, we've been first to market. So before we brought the SAT prep to Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco, there wasn't a single company in these three countries that was doing that. So for us, especially that first-to-market advantage, has allowed us to have users that have been loyal to our business for over 6 years. With the zone and with sports rights, we're in a very competitive space. We just acquired the Club World Cup, beating Apple TV and beIN Sports, which are two of the leading companies in the world when it comes to not only media entertainment, but also Apple's the biggest company in the world. How we did that is because we have very strong relationships with FIFA. So as somebody whose family's been in FIFA for 50 years, client relationships is one of the most, if not the most important aspects of the sports industry. So now moving forward, I think, Ziad, we can talk more about your future plans in the Middle East, whether you plan more on focusing on getting more loyal clients in Saudi, or mainly keeping your current clients here and focusing on improving your relationships with them. I think in all of our businesses, whether it's events, whether it's cleaning, whether it's sports and fitness, and as you know, we're both in sports, relationships are very important. So Ziad, how do you think you're gonna grow using your relationships, whether it's here or in Saudi, and how do you think the most important concept of relationship building affects your business?
Yeah, as I said, the relationship with the client is the key. If the goal is to expand horizontally and in Saudi or in UAE, definitely like to increase the database of the client and to offer the great service as we always do with any client. On top of that, we are always screening the market. And whenever we notice that there is a fresh market to open, the way it's happening right now in Jordan, so we focus a little bit on that market. We send our people there to screen the market and to talk to clients. Two markets so far, in my opinion, in terms of events and exhibition, will have a great jump, which is Jordan and Egypt. And in both regions, in both countries, we are planning to have either a partner there or to have a small setup there. So it's not about only the GCC area, also in the Arab world, there are other countries, they will open up. Another thing also, which we have noticed in Morocco, the exhibition and event industry has jumped more than 20% compared to 2023. So we start going more to Morocco now. And this industry, in my opinion, it's contagious. So whenever it expands in any country, the neighboring country will catch this expansion and will do the same. Our business, it's not for the benefit of the event itself. Our business contributes a major part in the country economy as well.
Yeah.
It plays a huge role in that. There are a lot of numbers and stats.
I mean, we saw JITEX do an event in Morocco as well, JITEX Africa.
Exactly.
It's been tremendous for the overall economy of the country. Especially in this type of business, exhibition businesses, I think it's a domain that's never going to die. Even though we're constantly digitalizing all of our aspects of our life, I think especially with this B2B, this interpersonal relationship building that we have thanks to your types of businesses, I think this is a business that's constantly going to keep growing, and maybe you guys want to jump in. Just to ask you guys a general question, do you think that relationship building in business in general will ever lose its personal touch, will ever lose the one-to-one touch, the physical touch, or do you think everything is going to be digitized? And especially since we're all based in the Middle East, we're all GCC, between GCC and North Africa, do you think specifically the GCC will lose this touch? Badar?
I think maybe me and Athbi can dive in because we're like in juxtapositions. Like he runs a app, direct to consumer. We work with businesses and government. So I think for me, personal touch is paramount. having a human being that cares about you, trains you on a weekly basis, takes care of you, is very important. That's our secret sauce. To be honest, we don't have an IP. We haven't invented anything, but we've just done that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think in the GCC, relationships is important. It's key. Like, I wouldn't have a business if it wasn't for the partners that offer the service. So as a marketplace, you bring the customers in, and the partners offer the service. So without a strong relationship with them at the beginning, when they weren't making any money from us, we wouldn't be where we are today. So that was key, the relationship with the early people, and still today, because if you have a good relationship with these people, it means more than money to us in the GCC. So
This is with your partners. What about your customers? So your customers know you. Most of my customers know me. Your customers probably know you. What about you? I think, especially with you, it's a different situation.
yeah, it's a different situation because we don't interact with the customers
Yeah.
directly. We're offering them a service. So when, like I mentioned, where we work strong with relationships is with the partners that offer us the service. But in terms of the customer, we just have to, like I mentioned earlier, is just offer the best service. And then that helps with word of mouth. And then when word of mouth, that also goes down the relationship road. And in this region, I think it's vital. I don't see the relationship part ending quite soon.
Like Saeed, just to dive in. Yesterday, I had an auditing and taxing company call me, and I know the founder personally. So I'm like, I like you guys. You guys will handle my corporate tax filing for this year. And I think that's a lot of business in this region. It's basically very personal. So Athbi, I've already downloaded your app, and I'm gonna be using it more now that I know you. So it's a very personal kind of marketplace. I think this is fair to say within the GCC and Arab world.
I agree. I think especially in sports, with the sports rights and managing football teams, I think you need to be, need to have a one-to-one relationship with all the stakeholders, because maybe you've seen these transfers, these crazy transfers happening in Saudi. All of these transfers happened because somebody knew one of the stakeholders and they liked that person, and the person liked them as well. So especially in my business, education and sports, I don't think we're ever going to lose this interpersonal relationship building with our customers and our stakeholders. In other businesses, I think, especially with apps like yourself, Athbi, it's important to have a strong partnership network. But with the clients, at the end of the day, they're going to choose the best app. Exactly. They're going to choose the best app that works for them, the best UI, the best UX.
And also the pricing.
And the pricing. I think, especially here, the pricing is the most important. Besides pricing, what else do you think is a way to keep your customer that nobody else is doing in your field?
I think it's the service. So like we've done some different products that we've invested in. So it's how to get the user into the app and not let them leave. So we've got something called Justclean Credit, where they spend 200 dirhams and they get an extra 50 dirhams. So once they've brought that, then they're in, and they're going to use that money on spending. So they get a discount by putting money in their wallet. And then also like cleaning sessions. So if they book 4 cleaning sessions, they get 2 free. So that's the way to keep people in, get them to come in, spend, and get them to like the service. So it's not just about the price, it's the service itself. So if you look at laundry as well, when we do delivery for laundry, we're not like the food industry. The food industry just delivers the food. We have to actually pick up the order on time and then get it washed and delivered on time as well. So there's a lot more pressure on us than the different industries. So that's key. Stick to what you promise.
Stick to what you promise and give value to your customers. I think at the end of the day, people are going to choose the companies that give them the most value. With us, with sports, it's been now providing the first ever Club World Cup for free to most people in the world. We talked about this. The World Cup itself has around 4 billion viewers, but the Club World Cup, if you guys watch football, has only around 200 million users. So now with DAZN, what we've done is we've done a historic deal where we give all of our users free access to our platform to watch the Club World Cup, and we're aiming to get at least 1 billion viewers in the Club World Cup in June next year in Miami. So I think it's relationships, it's value, it's giving the best service, and it's also being the most innovative, and that's how you keep your clients the most loyal. And Ziad, maybe you want to add something on this? How do you give value to your customers that your competition don't really do in the same way?
The value to the customer, it comes by showing them you are their partner, not their supplier. The services you are providing them, it's for their success, for their show. That show is for them. They have to be successful. You are part of that success. So the relation is part, the value of their dollar is part, and being part of their success is a major part. When they feel that, they will work with you as a partner.
I think especially your clients need to see that how much money can they make from being your partner and your client. So I think, have you had an experience where you organized an event and you've had the client that made 10x what they paid you for, or 20x? What's been your greatest experience so far giving value to your clients?
If we are talking number, last month I've been in Saudi and we are having Cityscape Saudi. We've done one of the biggest stands in Cityscape, and the next day I've met the client. They were so proud to announce 6.7 billion deal.
Wow.
On spot. So immediately, like, it's definitely these 6 billion is for them, not for us. But they considered us as a partner of that success. And this kind of relationship will never vanish.
I think, especially when you make your client $6.7 billion, they're never going to forget you. They're never going to forget the value added to your life, to their life.
It is the moment when they made this money, and you are sharing that moment with them.
That's the beauty of that's the beauty of having a very strong relationship with your clients and your customers. And I'm very happy to have you all on this panel, this discussion. I think just to wrap up, the most important thing when it comes to actually building a relationship with your customers, providing value, it's providing the right service, and it's also having a personal relationship, especially in the region where you can know your customer and also continue a lifelong relationship and partnership with your customers. So thank you guys so much for attending this discussion. We're very happy to have you, and we hope to see you soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.